Hi, I'm Jalen Allen and I teach kindergarten at Martin Luther King Elementary School. And today I'm going to show you some unique ways to use Skittles, M&Ms, Fruit Loops to teach your students to add, use their colors, use their numbers. And you can use this for problem solving, reasoning, connections, making connections, using it for representation, or you can use it for like learning to count, learning to add, probability, how many reds are you going to draw out of 10 times, or learning their shapes. So today I'm going to use Fruit Loops and Skittles to show you some of these ways. First, I would start off with the mat that has like four circles of different colors. We have blue, red, green, and orange. And I would have my students start off by putting some of their Fruit Loops on the specific colors. And then after we have done that, we can count to see how many we have on each circle. So we have 1, 2 blues, 1, 2 red, 1 green, and 1, 2, 3 orange. You're teaching your students to count as well as learning their colors. Another thing that my students like to do is I like to figure out which colors have the same number of Fruit Loops on each circle. So in this case, they would look at all four of them and they would pick out which two have the same number. So in this case, it's the blue and the red. They each have 1, 2, 1, 2 on each circle that they have. This is a unique way for them to learn their colors, because if you put a red on the green and the green on the red, you see that them two colors don't look the same. So they have to pick up their Fruit Loop and find the color that it looks the same as. Oh, it looks the same as that one. And this looks the same as that. So it's teaching them to match different shapes or different colors together to put on their mat. And you can also use the same manipulative to learn to add two numbers together, is what we start off with doing. You can use it to add, 3 and 4 digit numbers, but we in kindergarten like to just stick to two numbers. So I'm going to use this one for Skittles. You can use it with Fruit Loops or M&Ms or whatever you choose to do. As we all know, there's not a blue Skittle, so we're just going to use purple today to add together. So I have 3 purple Skittles to start off with, and I want to add 2 more. So how many does that give me total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5. So I know that 3 plus 2 equals 5. And I can also use different colors to do the same problem. You don't have to stick to the same colors. You can do 3 green plus 2 orange also give you 5. But something that I like to use with this is I like to see how many different ways we can get the same number. So like if I want to get the sum of 5, I can use 4 plus 1 is 5, or I can show the students that 3 plus 2 is 5. So that's 2 different ways that you can get the same number at the end, and it's just using, they can see that the separation because you're using all 4 of your colors. Also, you can use this for teaching the kids probability. If they put all of their Skittles in a pile or in a bag or in a basket or whatever you're using, they can see what's the probability of me picking out a green, what's the probability of me pulling out an orange or me pulling out a purple. And after they have done that, I like to use it for charting as well. After we've done the probability, we're going to chart how many times we pulled out a red, how many times we pulled out a green, an orange, and maybe a purple or whatever color I was using at the time. This teaches them also to count and add, plus it teaches them their charting skills and learning how to read a graph, how to make a graph, and different skills like that we also learn to do in kindergarten. Another activity that I will show you today using the same manipulative is learning geometry or their shapes. I like to teach my kids about one shape at a time, so we're going to learn about the square for today, but I would also have different shapes on this, on one shape on each piece of paper, and I would have my kids put their Fruit Loops or Skittles or whatever they're using in around their shape. And some of my students like to create a pattern: blue, blue, orange, orange, blue, blue, orange, orange, and they would take that all the way around their shape. And after we have done this, we'll talk about how many sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, that the square has, how many Fruit Loops it took to get around the the shape and different different skills like that. And then afterwards we could get into pairs and talk about how many Fruit Loops it took for the square, how many Fruit Loops it took for the triangle and the rectangle, and different skills like that. So as I end today, I just wanted to give you some different ways that you can use Skittles and Fruit Loops and possibly M&Ms or whatever you choose to teach your kids their numbers, their colors, and how to count. Thank you.